Well, it's story time again. Paints and a New York Yankee. August 1975, I moved to Knoxville for grad school. Since I had a month to kill, I decided to get a part-time job and was hired as a clerk at the Central Uniform Rental Services store on North Broadway. Shortly after I started to work there, a UT undergrad student also started as a clerk. Roger was a freshman, about 18, from New York City. He was a tall, skinny kid who'd never been south before enrolling at the University of Tennessee. His second day at work, things were kind of slow, and we were leaning on the counter when a rusted old pickup truck pulled into the parking spot in front of the store. The truck springs were obviously shot as it listed toward the driver's side at about a 30-degree angle. The driver was a large, red-faced man, bullet-headed with a bird-off haircut, and a giant chaw of chewing tobacco stuffed in one cheek. Beside him sat a scrawny little woman, couldn't have weighed 100 pounds soaking wet, with a worn-out look you often see on the faces of Appalachian folks who've had to scrabble for a living. As she got out of the truck, I suggested Roger handle her. She was stoop-shouldered and less than 5 feet tall. She came up to the counter and Roger asked, "May I help you?" in his best Queen's accent. She looked at him a bit sideways and responded, "You got any paints?" Roger squinted at her and said, "Lady, I think you must want the store across the street." Her eyes widened as she looked at the Mary Carter paint store. Without a word, she stiffened up, turned on her heels, and marched out to the store to the truck. She climbed in the truck seat, and I could see her talking a mile a minute, her husband's face getting redder by the second. I thought I was going to bust a gut. Choking, I said, "Roger, you're about to get your butt whipped." She wanted pants, uniform pants, not paints. He went totally white, all the color draining out of his face into his tennis shoes, and said, "Oh my God, what do I do?" I said, "Let me handle it." About that time, her husband busted through the door, right up to the counter. His fists were clenched and his rigid arms sporting bulging muscles that put Hulk Hogan to shame. He narrowed his eyes at Roger, the chaw of tobacco leaping up and down in his cheek, and growled, "You making fun of my women's?" Wide-eyed, Roger was shaking like a sweet gum tree in a tornado. I quickly jumped in saying, Sir, he's not from around here. He's new and don't understand how we talk." He didn't mean anything by it. He looked at me for a second, and I immediately followed up. "In fact, sir, your wife's uniform pants are free, no charge this week, just to make it right." Without another word, he went, "Humph," turned to go back to the truck. And, well, that is how I saved the life of a New York Yankee. Thank you.